Alright guys, this is the second video that you'll need to watch when it comes down to turning in your videos into the NHTV Drive folder. So the last video showed you how to actually share your video from Final Cut Pro to the desktop. That's the first major step, okay? But that video will only live on your personal desktop. For me to grade it, I'm not going to go to each individual computer and look for your video, but rather I'm going to be looking at this NHTV Drive folder. So first off, you're going to want to have your video on the desktop, and then you're going to want to have Google Classroom open, okay? With Google Classroom, under the Classwork tab is where you will find this NHTV Drive folder, and it'll be titled NHTV Drive folder and then whatever school year you're in. So for instance, if you're in the 2026-2027 school year, that's going to be what it's labeled. Obviously, I'm recording this video in the year 2024, so this one is titled NHTV Drive Folder 2024-2025. So if I double click on that material, it'll pop up right here, and then you just open it up, this NHTV Drive folder, and then it will pop up, okay? So you'll see that's broken down by class periods. We do have the Songs tab up here if you guys ever need some royalty music up here. This is going to be where you find it in the Songs tab. And then the Broadcast tab, which I'll talk about in a quick moment. But the first thing, obviously, you're going to do is you're going to find what class period you're in, okay? So let's say I'm in period 1. I'll double click on period 1, and let's say I'm turning in this project during quarter 2. Well, I'll double click quarter 2, and I'm going to find what date or what folder I'm going to turn in my project to, okay? For this instance, let's say that I'm turning in what's called a passion project, okay? I'm turning in my quarter 2 passion project. What you're not going to want to do is just drag it underneath here, because that will mean it's still with all the folders here. What you have to do is, if it's going into the quarter 2 passion project, you'll double click on passion projects, and then you drag your folder right up here. And this is going to be where it lives. As you can see, it starts loading up here like this, okay? You'll know it's fully loaded when you get that great green check mark. That'll identify that the video has fully loaded. Please make sure you don't close out of the Chrome tab until your video has gotten that green check mark. Now you will see, if I double click on this, it pops up the video, okay? A great way to check before we do our premiere days is to actually double click on your video in the drive and make sure when you listen, you hear the audio you want, and when you watch the video plays of what you want, okay? That'll make it for a much smoother premiere day. Again, guys, make sure that your video is titled the proper name. But let's hypothetically say you totally forgot to name your video, all right? Well, if you just right-click by doing Control-Click, well, guess what? You have the option to rename. Another thing might be is you named it properly, but maybe it dawned on you and you thought to yourself, hey, I really don't want this on Nighthawk News. Well, remember, if you don't want it on Nighthawk News, you'll write a little asterisk at the very end of your video. The asterisk is that little star icon. And now if I press OK, now it has been renamed with the asterisk, and the NHTV crew knows not to put this video on Nighthawk News, okay? The other thing I wanted to mention, when it's in this folder itself, guys, make sure if it doesn't play like this and it gives you a message saying video is processing, you can just press the download option. And if you press the download option, you can view it again, and then you can view to make sure that is actually the video you want to play, okay? That's all the simple steps it is to actually turn in your video. So obviously, the first step is to share it to the desktop. This means that you actually have a completed edit to turn in. But the second step is making sure that it's in the shared Google Classroom folder under the right tab. Again, guys, you don't want to put it in the wrong tab, so notice I'm loading it up again. Okay, it's loading, it's loading. This is a common mistake I'll see at the beginning of the quarter, beginning of the semester. And again, you'll see it pops up down here. Well, if I don't want it here, I'll click and just move to trash. And then I'll just re-upload it to the right folder again, okay? So again, guys, that's how you turn in your video into Google Drive. This is obviously how you shared it. Make sure you watch the video on how to share it. this is how you turn it into the Google Drive. Basically, guys, your videos are like a test, all right? And you completing the test and just leaving it on your personal desktop, well, that's like you completing the test, pardon me, you completing the test and just leaving it at your desk, or you just leaving it in your backpack. I'll never know where it is or how to grade it unless it is in this shared Google Drive folder. Okay, guys? So please make sure you've watched both those videos. Obviously, if you're watching this one, you are watching this video, but please make sure you watch that share video as well. And looking forward to a great year. Thank you.